I don't even know if I can get you caught up right now. A lot of things are happening, but it's so hard to video when in the shop I've already warmed it up to 32 degrees. Got to keep the heater running. Of course, Curly has to have a little place for keep him warm. He's out here with me now, but that's where he resides when it's this cold out. But today, I'm going to try to take some time and clean up the stove. It's in really good shape. This was real rusted before, but I took some double-aught steel wool, and I just went across it like that over and over and over, and it shined up real nice. I'm cleaned up on the inside of the house. I cleaned up the handles. They're in good shape. And if I can find that clip I put on Instagram, Jim already tested everything, got it running for us. Like he always says, 95% of the time, these are gonna run. So I'm gonna finish cleaning this up real quick. Then I'm gonna install it into its spot, work around the things on each side that need to be there. And then we're gonna run the 12-foot gas line to it. Low pressure gas line. All right, I won't have to yell maybe in the next one. Let's see. That looks spectacular, and that's not even shined up. That's just washed off. This is a great stove. We're not far off, but I wanted to show you. Look how nicely that shined up. It's not completely in place yet because I'm testing the gas. Look at how nice it is, though. The gas is perfect. Jim's already helped me adjust that a couple days ago, and it just looks flat perfect. And look at how nice that stove is. Man, we ran the gas behind here and we took some soapy water. We checked all for bubbles back there. Gonna run that back down underneath. Checked all inside here for all our connections. Soapy water, looking for bubbles. Everything's copacetic, looking good. Pretty excited. 1960 holiday stove, 95% of them fire right up. Working on, what just happened to my voice? I'm working on finishing up, just getting that stove buttoned up. We gotta finish that up, put a wrap on this video. So really the last couple of things that I'm gonna do is I've got the grates. They're not so great. They're just a little rusted. That black coating that's on there, I don't know if that's like an enamel or a ceramic or, I don't know, powder coating. But anyway, it'll be okay if I wire wheel it. So I'll take a wire wheel, I'll just kind of screw them in here. I'll wire wheel, get all the rust off of it. And then as the customer uses it, it'll keep the rust gone because it's gonna have flame on it. It'll be fine to cook on. It'll make it look a lot nicer. So I'm gonna do that with these three, and then we'll get those installed. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, if you look at the stove, it sits on about a 24-inch pedestal. And that gives room in the back for the oven to breathe. It doesn't need a lot of room to breathe because it does have it on the sides as well, which we've looked at when we were installing that side piece. But one of the things that it had behind the stove, which I thought, well, this was normal. This is the old I guess, heat protector behind it or splash guard, something. But anyway, this is what it is. And if you look at this, it's on about a 3-inch brake. Every one of these brakes is on about a 3-inch. I tried to clean that up. You know, I like to use as much original as possible, but even the scrubby, the green scrubby, just wouldn't do it. Couldn't get it done. So I set it off to the side just to think about it. And as I was thinking about it, if you remember when we did Debbie from Illinois, Scotty, we had to get a whole new side because that side was gone. Well, Scotty has a 3-inch brake, and I saved all that old aluminum. So I basically just took a bigger sheet of this that I have for this, and I made that back protector for it, just like that. A lot nicer looking. So I installed that. And then I thought, well, I've got enough left over. Instead of behind the counter putting more Formica, because we got enough Formica in there. It's represented, or Wilson art. We've got enough Wilson art that it's well represented. So I thought, well, why not take some of this, turn it sideways, and put that right there behind the sink. I'm on a roll now. One thing that I thought was just kind of jinky, I told you about that 4-inch space behind the stove, you know, for the stove to breathe. Give it a little access to air, in and out, you know, because it has to have air to breathe. So this is what they put on there. It's kind of like a shelf. And it was right behind the stove. I am not pleased with this. Look at that. Are you pleased with that? This is not a budget build. The folks here on this, and you'll be meeting them soon. We're not far off. I think their expectations are higher than this. And I thought, well, why not put some of that Wilson art on there? But as I said, the Wilson art's well represented. You got to know when to say when. And I think this is the point of when to say when. So I'm going to recreate this, sort of. And because it's a nice place to put your spices, your salts, your peppers, and this, you know, any little knickknacks and paddywhacks that you want. And it's right there behind the stove for you to get to. But then I thought, well, I already have this motif going. What if I did that? And take some of this 1/2 inch and trim it out. Wonder what that would look like. I'm going to show you. Let's go inside and I'm going to show you what I did. Just kind of want to get what you think. Here's what we did. We're well represented with our Wilson art. Well, I know the lighting's terrible in here, but I think you got to get the idea. What do you think? There's that shelf that we made. You know, I think it just adds just a touch of industrial, I guess you could say, with the otherwise everything in here being kind of classic vintage. But that was there. This was there, it just wasn't as nice. And then we just followed and tied that right in. But I hope you like it, because I'm really, really proud of it. I think it came out great. I think it's going to be something that the customers, when they go to cooking, I think they can be proud of it.